Hello, my name is Susie Palmer-Tree, and I'm here to present the Open University's application for PMO Global Alliance Awards. I'm recording this on a Saturday evening, not because I'm a glutton for punishment, but I definitely had a few technical issues working out how to actually speak to PowerPoint, record it, and be able to send it to you. That means I'm doing this from home, and that's all well and good. But what I need to warn you about is that doing it from home means I'm currently surrounded by 4 dogs. So if you hear a bark or a grumble in the background, please don't worry. Nobody was hurt in the making of this video.
And relevant also to these problems are our plans for a university of the air. It's designed to provide an opportunity for those who, for one reason or another, have not been able to take advantages of higher education.
Let's say you're one of those people. One of those who think where you start in life shouldn't limit where you go. One of those who think a university shouldn't just be, well, a university. Let's say you're one of us, and together we are the Open University. Open to all of us, all of the time. Not some of us, some of the time. We are a movement of millions, a mission of one. We are disruptors, occasional troublemakers, game changers. We are the fuel for imagination, chasing comets, making the impossible possible. We are restless in our drive to see progress that touches us all, inspiring students to become ministers and midwives, barristers and teachers, tech entrepreneurs, business gurus, and more. Our cause goes beyond being an innovative way of learning, and our future lies in continuing to build that cause. We are the people who open up the future of learning. This is how we shape the future. Let's say you are one of those people who believe what we believe, one of those excited by possibility. Let's say you are one of us. We can't wait to open up millions of futures. And with your help, we can.
Now I know what you're thinking. We weren't supposed to use videos. But as the video says, occasionally the Open University and all that work within her are troublemakers. I wanted to show you that because I wanted to bring to life the institution that I'm talking to you about. I wanted to show you the people, the purpose, the fact that our entire mission is about creating possibility for ourselves and those that we surround ourselves with. But the Open University, alongside many other higher education institutions, faces significant challenges in allocating its scarce resources, both in terms of financial resource and the efforts of our staff. We all face a rapidly changing environment where we're being asked to be commercial and competitive rather than invest in our knowledge creation and curation. We need to make the best decisions, and the university's ability to successfully execute those decisions is critical to achieving our strategic goals and our longer term growth plans. And it's this mission that is what sets on fire the PMO of the Open University. As it says, the Open University exists to challenge conventional thinking and pioneer new teaching, helping our students achieve their life and career goals. And it's essential that we deliver the right change within the university. And that is our purpose, to enable the university to deliver the right change. So our PMO, as I said, we focus on enabling the university to make the right change and to make that change right. We want to focus investment on resource on what matters most. This is no longer about investing in pet projects or nice to haves. We need to deliver real value and real impact to our staff and to our students. And we need to work with our staff to develop professional capability and expertise to ensure that we land those changes in the right way, in a way that adds value and helps our staff meet the needs of our students. That little rabble of people celebrating is my PMO. That's the team that I surround myself with and the team that I work with on a daily basis to achieve those 3 areas of focus. That's a picture taken from the APM Project Management Awards in November of last year, where we took home PMO of the Year, which led to us being the UK's nomination for the PMO Global Alliance Awards. We are also the only university to have APM accreditation for our capability building. That in itself is a phenomenal achievement. So a little bit of history. I'm going to take you through a very short journey of who we are and where we've been. We've been in existence for about 6 years, supporting the university in developing and embedding projects and change capability, supporting and enabling the university to deliver its strategic objectives, and acting as a custodian and expert for the university's project management approach and methodology. We are the first university in higher education to have the APM corporate accreditation. And of course, our previous head, Jess, featured in the APM Rising Star in the summer of 2016. So what have we done and what have we achieved? We have developed the Open University's project management methodology and toolkit. This provides the fundamental basis by which we base our approach. It provides enough space to tailor it to the needs of individual projects, but enough control to ensure quality and comparability across our portfolio. We established project management development pathways for staff. These are based on the APM competency framework. This has improved our skills of project management staff and helps to attract and keep project management expertise in-house, working for the university and its students. We created the Open University's Change Community, which is a self-selecting group of people. We have over 500 members, and through sharing knowledge and expertise via regular workshops, information shared on the Change Community website, and the annual Change Community Conference, we build and grow our confidence and competence in change and project management. We have also implemented Microsoft Project Server across the university for project and program management activities, improving the consistency with which we manage projects and report our progress. But we've done a lot more than that. As you can see, in 2015, we took our first step to assess our own maturity and to make plans to improve that over the coming years. In the academic year of 2016-17, we delivered a critical project review that saved over £10 million for the university. This led to us proving our worth and delivering our value, which led to us having a revised brief, which moved us to a more spoken wheel approach, where we have a central point of control and expertise, and we support the university to work in their own environment to deliver the right change in the right way. And then in 2017, we received a mandate from our Vice-Chancellor's executive to create a new way of approving, prioritising and assuring all of our change projects. And where are we now? Well, we're currently focusing on developing our maturity and stabilising the institution's approach to project and change management. But we're spending a lot of time outside of our own four walls, sharing with other people what we can do and how we can do it. This is a great opportunity for both myself and for my team, working in partnership with professional bodies, working with consultancy groups and other universities to grow our reach and breadth and enable other universities to have the same impact that we're demonstrating on a daily basis. But what do our customers say? It's great to tell you that our history is bright and we're successful and we have these wonderful tools and techniques and what our focus is. But actually, the proof is in the pudding. On the screen, you can see a number of outtakes from people who we've directly worked with. And it's this that really drives home the value that we bring. It's great to say that we have a methodology. And it's wonderful to tell you about our change community. But in order to bring it to life, you need to know that it matters. You need to know that the support that we do is useful and beneficial. You need to know that some of the things we do are hard and complicated, but we work together to make sure we have positive endpoints. And you need to know that some of these things are new. Some of these things we haven't yet proven, but we know that through everything we do, we have an impact and we have an ability to always grow in that impact. The note at the bottom is from our outgoing Vice-Chancellor. He was a keen advocate to enable the university to deliver change in the right way. And he's completely right. The university's success does wholly depend on our ability to lead change and create real impact. And that is the reason the PMO gets out of bed in the morning. So here we go. Here's the good stuff. I'm going to tell you about you. I'm going to tell you about us, about what we do and how we do it. So who are we? In terms of the organisational structure, we come under a service unit. We sit alongside colleagues in IT, finance, and estates, but we are very much an individual. We don't belong to another unit, so to speak. More often than not, PMOs are found within IT or within a service area, but we stand on our own. We do this because we provide independent assurance to the university to ensure that they're meeting the required standards for projects and change management. This doesn't necessarily always go down well, but it gives us the right reach and breadth to be able to work and create partnerships across the university to enable them to deliver change and to deliver it really, really well. In terms of organisational governance, like many universities, our governance is complex, but we are responsible for the Major Change Board, highlighted in pink. Major Change Board is the single point for approval and prioritisation of all of our change activities. We have delegated authority from our Vice-Chancellor's executive, and we are known for being the experts in doing this. We have representatives from across the university who work with an institutional perspective to ensure that we make informed decisions and prioritise our resource correctly. We report regularly to the Vice-Chancellor's executive to let them know what work is happening and where we're focusing our efforts. But our accountability is ultimately to Council, the university's supreme governing body. And then our structure and our people. So I am the head of portfolio transformation and change, and I lead this team. I am supported by a phenomenal group of people. Our team is a group of project professionals and support managers with backgrounds in public and commercial environments, estates, logistics, quality management, marketing and event management. We've even had a dabble in the Olympics. We have over 100 years of experience within projects and change environments. We're supported by professional qualifications. We have the few war stories, and we even have an OBE. We keep our knowledge and skills up to date through our ongoing work with the APM, Change Management Institute, and wider HE sector. We are committed to individual and team development, and we actually take time out from our day jobs to share our experiences, speaking at conferences and project events. The PMO Global Alliance has given us the opportunity to reflect on what we do and how we do it. And it's really reinvigorated us as a team to understand that our purpose hasn't changed, but our breadth and our reach and our reputation has increased twofold over the past 12 months. The core PMO team sits directly under the head of PMO, headed up by 3 senior roles of PMO manager, senior assurance manager, and a change lead. Slightly to the side, we have a group of project management staff that work directly to me. Whilst they are part of the PMO, they're very much a service, and they are sent off into the university to enable people to deliver change well. And they have many roles. Sometimes it may be end-to-end delivery of a project, or we may have a very complicated program that needs help starting up. Occasionally, we have projects and programs that get into a bit of trouble and start to fail to deliver their intended benefits and outcomes. We use this team of people, headed up or supported by the wider PMO team, to create a hothouse environment, to give time and space to those projects to write their path, to ensure that they're going to deliver. And if the project's outcomes are truly at risk, we help them rewrite those outcomes and approach something slightly differently to make sure that we can still have some real impact. So we have 11 core PMO staff. They have a breadth of roles and a breadth of experience, but each one of them brings their own colour, their own focus, and their own level of expertise. We've recently transitioned to this structure with a focus of building real, dedicated capability across those 3 focus areas of PMO management, assurance, and change. This is relatively new in PMO structures. The role of assurance, whilst evident in the sector, is still emerging, but we are leading the charge in making sure that our assurance is independent, constructive, and focused on enabling our business partners to succeed. So, our mandate is to establish, improve, and grow the competence and confidence of the university to make the right change in the right way. And this is based on the need to mitigate 3 university level risks. The first being that there is a risk that the organisation has too much change affecting some of its parts for our current level of change capability and capacity. The second being change projects might deliver their agreed outputs, yet intended outcomes and benefits don't materialise or can't be evidenced. And finally, that change initiatives fail to successfully engage staff groups and other stakeholders on whom they are reliant to achieve the change, both in the delivery and in the sustainability of these changes. We take our role very seriously, but we also work very much in partnership with our business, colleagues, our staff, and our students. And we do so to help them identify areas where they need to focus their efforts or develop some additional competence. More importantly, we work with the university executive to develop confidence in their staff that they are the right people to make these changes and to deliver them in a way that is both beneficial to the university and to those who are affected by what we do and how we do it. So, our mission and focus. So, this is going to look at what we do in a little bit more. So, our mission is very similar to enable the university to make the right change and make the change right, partnering with our people to deliver impact that benefits our staff and students. And that's the real important thing for me and for my PMO, is that the benefit is not just about our customer. I do believe it's Richard Branson that say if you treat your staff well, they'll treat your customers well. And that's very much our school of thought. We want to make sure that our staff feel that they are on the receiving end of benefits and that they enable them to do their job and to make their job better. This has a natural impact on our students and their experience. And that's the real reason we're all here. I picked out a few quotes from my team just to bring to life to you what our mission and what our day-to-day activity brings to you. And I'm just going to draw attention to one. Knowing that I'm part of something bigger, better, and makes a difference to people's lives. That's what people think our job is. That's why people come to work. That's why people find themselves in a role in our PMO. It's to make a difference to people's lives. So what do we do? For me, it's all about choices and decisions. We give the university, its staff and its students choices, and we support them in making the right decisions to take us forward to meet our strategic aims. There are 3 key areas that I'm going to tell you about. The first being Major Change Board. Major Change Board is our single approach to approval, prioritisation and assurance of all change activities within the university. The PMO provides decision-making support, including assessment and recommendations to the board. We work directly in partnership with our business to help them write business cases, to help them track and identify benefits, and to test them on their resource planning and their capacity activities. We have delegated authority from the executive, which is quite unusual within a commercial environment. It is very unusual within higher education. In 2016, we had a situation where the university was dealing with too much change too quickly, and the executive realised that they were part of this problem. They hadn't taken the time to understand the impact of some of their decisions, and therefore they gave delegated authority to Major Change Board to spend this time to ensure that further decisions were correct and were robust and enabled the university to push forward to meet its strategic aims. We provide a single overview of the university-wide portfolio. This currently has a £30 million price tag to it, but our biggest activity after approval is the assurance role. We ensure that people are working in the right way to deliver the desired outcomes. And this is sometimes where we have to play a bit of good cop, bad cop, but we do so with the best intentions, and our focus is always to enable success. Secondly, we have a big drive and a big focus around capability building. We focus completely on professionalising project management. We now have just over 250 APM qualified practitioners within the university. Some of these people are project managers by name and by craft. Some of them use it as part of their role or as part of their project activity, where maybe they might be delivering a work stream or a work package, and their ability to engage and understand in a common professional way makes them feel more confident and able to deliver what is expected of them. As I've mentioned previously, we have corporate accreditation with the APM that recognises our approach to capability building. This was a phenomenal achievement back in 2015, and it was really great that earlier this year in March that we received the same nod, that we remained accredited and we'd seen improvements across our scores. We run a change community of over 500 people. These are people who are either responsible for delivering change or those who are affected by change. We run between 8 and 12 events per year, and these are a combination of capability building, information sharing, outcome driven, or areas for exploration and interest. Recently, we've just done 2 sessions that explored resilience during periods of change and how storytelling can inform change. Towards the end of 2017, we also ran a change hack where people worked together to write principles as to how projects and change programs should be run. Now, this wasn't about technical project management. This was about the softer side, about how we needed to combine the magic with science to improve our success of our projects. We have a recognised sector-leading methodology and toolkit. We have our own methodology. We have a change and project framework that sets the standards for delivery. We have Microsoft Project Server that all projects are mandated to use, and we have a minimum standards for delivery. This is completely reliant on our ability to drive up our capability and ensure those working in project and change environments are supported. And finally, assurance. For us, assurance ensures that decision makers have access to the right information to make informed decisions. Our assurance activity sets and controls the standards for project delivery through the change and project framework. This looks at 3 areas of focus for us, which is governing the change, managing the change, and landing the change. And that's how we work with our business to address those 3 areas during project planning and project delivery. Our assurance activity is transparent, it's scrutiny and challenge. And we are very challenging, I can promise you that. We want to make sure that what we're doing is right, and we retain the right to stop or pause a project at any given time. Likewise, we also retain the right to reshape a project when benefits are no longer needed or outcomes have changed and no longer deliver the value that's expected. The focus of our assurance is always on supporting the university to realise strategic goals and ambitions. So I mentioned governing, managing and landing change, and this is how we help the university focus on what matters the most. For us, governing change is where it all begins. It's the leading and enabling section where we give leadership and direction to change activity, where we provide advice and strategic alignment to the organisation's ambitions, and we also identify accountability for outcomes of the project. There are a number of key areas that sit within governing change for us that are established through our change and project framework. We focus on governance in terms of how we make decisions, leadership and vision in terms of how we drive up engagement and deliver what's needed. And then we look across technical areas of project management, such as business case, risks and issues, scope and requirements, and strategic alignment. Managing change is the more traditional project management element of what we do. It's the coordination and delivery of the day-to-day change and project management activities. In here, we pride ourselves with ensuring that skills and capabilities and continuous learning are evident. Whilst these may not be seen as traditional project management activities, for us they are central to our capability development to ensure that people have the opportunity to reflect and learn about what they've done and how they've done it. Landing the change is where it always gets complicated. This is to ensure that the changes are sustainable and achieve their desired benefits. Landing the change often happens after traditional project closure. So we need to make sure that people remain engaged and actively delivering the change through to the point where benefits are realised, or how I like to say it, until people get bored of complaining. Usually at this point, a change has been embedded into business as usual, and you have enough stakeholder engagement and buy-in to ensure that it's sustainable and it's ready to enter a period of iterative improvement. In this section, we found a combination of project and change management activities. Project management in terms of benefits and impact, and stakeholder relations and communication, but then change management in terms of how do we transition into a new world? How do we address impacts across process and policy? And how do we take into some of the more complicated factors such as technology, people, and organisation? A big part of what we do is about delivering results, driving up value for the university. It's definitely a case of do we get bang for buck? So, in order to bring this to life for you, I wanted to give you some reflections of where we've been in the past few months. We might be managing projects, but we definitely work with people. Crucial and central to our success are the project teams and networks that they rely on. And we make sure we put this first. So when we start to talk about project ideas, quite often novel ideas, we ensure we look at the impacts and risks, and we support the institution in doing so. We avoid pet projects being created in isolation, and we work with people to identify networks that can help them grow and think differently. We always make the first move. Not everybody's ready to be helped or ready to think that they're wrong. And sometimes you just have to pitch in and you just have to help out. And this is very much where we pride ourselves in being able to lead by example, especially if a project is high risk or is in an area of innovation which is often complicated and a bit unknown. We've continually proven that when the going gets tough, this PMO is ready to go. Expertise is central to what we do. We need to demonstrate a confidence and commitment to our tradecraft, and our ability to guide, advise, and intervene has created both a positive and broad impact. We work across the higher education sector, but we also work with professional bodies and groups such as the Association of Project Managers, Project Management Institute, and Wellington, who enable us to think differently and share our messages. We pride ourselves at speaking at conferences and sharing our thinking, and we're also okay if we don't get the answer right. We are still learning. We are still a relatively young PMO, and we're still finding our way, but we are enjoying every second of that journey. And finally, recognising that one size doesn't fit all, and to be honest, it shouldn't. Our business is all about the unique user experience. Recall that video I showed you at the beginning? We can't do the same thing for every person. And we need to recognise that in our projects, that our projects affect people, and we needed to support those who are around us in doing so too. We needed to bring to life the people element, to help people think slightly differently, and to help people achieve what they really need.
Delighted to announce
And of
the
course,
winner of
there is
the
this.
APM PMO of the Year award is the Open University.
No, I know I'm not allowed to show you videos, but what a better way to show you our biggest reflection and our biggest result of the 2017 year. Having our professional activity recognised by our body, by our now chartered body, is both phenomenal, and it's opened many doors for both myself and my staff to share our story. And of course, is the main reason why we are talking to you today. Through winning that award, we became the UK's nomination for the PMO Global Alliance. Now think of how phenomenal that must feel when that call came in on Friday afternoon that recognised that what you did was good enough and you were being asked to pitch against the rest of Europe. That was a Friday night celebration. So our professionalism, this is a great evidence base for our improvement and for our results. So the professionalism is based on the standards by the APM. They assess you against 5 areas of competency, and they use a traditional maturity matrix of what you could and what you are achieving. In 2015, we had a relatively good go. We were pleased that we hit a number of level 3s. They said that what we were doing was improving and was consistent in parts, but there were areas where we could really focus. We wanted to plan and focus our activities in driving that over the next 3 years to be a big shift. What we really wanted was to take the 4 top areas: body of knowledge, competence framework, qualifications, and continuing professional development to a 4. We knew that membership would always be hard for us, as a university, we can't mandate our staff to join a professional body. We can encourage and support them, but there's no way to financially reimburse them or to make it part of their job role. What actually happened in 2018 blew our socks off. We saw a distinct shift across all of our areas. Our body of knowledge and our use of it, recognised through our newly launched competency framework, took our body of knowledge assessment to a level 5. We even saw a move in our membership because the APM recognised that whilst we couldn't mandate it, the work we were doing to support and encourage our staff to develop themselves as professionals and to recognise themselves within a professional body far outweighed our competition. And as a university, we remained the only one with with a corporate accreditation, which went well when we had looked at competency framework and qualifications. All in all, a phenomenal achievement and something we are very, very proud of. And we looked at our competency. So, as a university, we developed our own maturity assessment so that the university could see how it was learning and growing. We did it first in 2015. And to be honest, we weren't surprised that our level 1 assessment sat around a very poor awareness level. People knew about project and change management capability, but they weren't actively engaging with it. They didn't know necessarily what to do with it, and the results were very much inconsistent. We applied a concerted effort through to 2017, and what we found is that we saw some great shifts, especially around governing change. This is very much linked to what we think Major Change Board has brought to the university, where we're seeing improved decision making and improved transparency of those decisions, which is helping people make better and informed choices. Managing change, as I mentioned before, the more traditional project management element of our framework, saw a great shift into level 3, very much based on our professional approach to building that project management capability, a true recognition that the hours working with APM and the time spent with our change community was really starting to pay off. And then landing change. Whilst a relatively small shift, it was great for us. Our average project sits at around 3 years. So within almost a 2-year window, we'd seen an improvement in our project delivery outcomes. That was something that we didn't expect, and we were really, really pleased to see. So what on earth happens next? For us, it's all about developing some stability and maturity. For the next 24 months, the university will undergo radical transformation. We are going to rewrite the university's DNA and transform how we deliver our teaching to ensure that our students get the best experience. How we will enable this is through moving to a systematic approach to increasing that professionalisation of project management within the university. We will really dig our heels in to ensure that what we do drives up value and enables people to deliver real fabulous change, and that they feel part of a professional community that they're able to contribute to and help the university grow. We will continue to prioritise our breadth and reach within the university to give every project access to our PMO as a partner to their success. Quite often with PMOs, you can develop relationships with a small number of projects where they are either very big or very complicated or need a high amount of support. We want to ensure our doors remain open to all members of staff, those who have small projects through to those who are delivering with large, complicated transformational change. We don't want to close our door to anybody who wants to improve their project delivery or relationship with project delivery. We want to focus on improving our ability to balance the change demand within the university with our change capacity. More often than not, we're trying to change more things than what we've got hands to hold on to. And this is hard for both our staff and for our students. But it's also hard for those project managers who battle with each other to find resource or to prioritise themselves. We want to move to a healthier balance where we know when changes begin and when they end, and when we'll start to see value. We also want to move to a world where people have access to our capability and capacity assessments so they know how to plan their own work rather than hoping that their best judgment was the right judgment. And we want to continue to share and lead on the development of best practice within the university sector. In October, we are due to host the second meeting of the Higher Education Institutions Leading Change Framework. This is a university director level group of people who come together to share best practice and learning and insight to help us all deliver change across the sector and within our universities. But more importantly, what remains the most important thing for us is to always do less and do better. As put by Guy Mallison, the Director of Strategy at the university, he says that this means focusing on delivering the right change in the right way. And the way we do this is through supporting the PMO in leading the development of our project capability and maturity. And that is exactly what we have to do. There are many things that we could choose to change, but actually, as a PMO, we have just gone through an 18-month growth spurt where we have changed ourselves, our reputation, our reach, and our breadth. And now it's our job to hold the ship steady, to allow the university to find its own way and to show what it can achieve when given the time and space to be fabulous. What we're hoping this will do will see a significant shift in our competency. We are hoping to take all of our 3 areas of focus to a level 4, which is managed and quantified, where we know it's repetitive, where we will transition from pockets of brilliance to a consistent level of project professionalism. There's some big jumps that we need to make, but these will be made through phenomenal changes to what we do or how we do it. It will focus very much on creating a stable environment for our practitioners to learn, develop, and grow. And hopefully, when we do the assessment towards the end of 2018, we'll start to see this shift with a final position of a level 4 in early to mid 2019. So thank you. This is it from me. I hope I've been able to share with you some of the activities that we've done and some of the things that we've achieved. I hope you've got insight into our project management maturity, how we handle our knowledge, and how we build capability and skills within our people and within our processes. I hope I've shared with you some of our challenges through the university's environment and through the things that we have to try and achieve that aren't always as straightforward as what they are. I've shared with you some of our reflections and some of our lessons learned that show you that we're still learning, that what we have isn't perfect, but it's going a great distance to enable the university to make things better for everybody involved. I hope I've shown you that some of the things that we do can be quite complicated and hard to hold on to. Our job is to manage innovation, to culture innovation, and to deliver innovation. And we support our people in doing this through being open to ideas, open to people, places, and methods. Thank you for your time, but more importantly, thank you for the invitation to present to you today. It's been a great honour.